Welcome you all. Today we will discuss about the depositories. What is a depository services? Depository is an organization which holds securities in electronic book entries at the request of the shareholders through the medium of depository participants. That is, it is an organization which holds securities in electronic book entries at the request of the shareholder through the medium of depository participants. That is, this organization keeps the or has the securities in electronic book entries which are made by the depository participants on the request of the investors or the shareholders. That is, they undertake the role of a custodian of these electronic book entries or the demat shares, and the depository is like a bank, or they are like the custodian. To avail the service of the depository, the investor is required to open an account, that is demat account. In order to get the service of the depository organizations, the investor need to open an account which is known as demat account. The financial services like holding, maintaining and dealing securities in electronic form by the financial intermediaries are called depository services. Depository is an organization and they provide various services like maintaining, holding and dealing in securities. These services are known as the depository services, and a depository participant is an agent of the depository through which it interfaces with the investors. That is, depository participant is the agent of the depository through which the depository function their duties. This is and the demat account is opened through the depository participants. That is, depository is an organization who provide the service. Depository services are the services provided in the form of holding, maintaining and dealing of securities, and depository participants are the agent of this depository. This depository is like a bank or a custodian, and depository account can be opened only through the depository participants. These depository services include depository participants, investors, issuer, a depository, etc. Then, depository participants act as the custodian of electronic account of the client and take care of the trading and settlement, and securities are received and delivered from this account through the computerized electronic form. That is, the services provided by them include the depository participant act as the custodian of electronic account, as we have already seen, and take care of the trading and settlement. They take care of the that is, the depository participants take care of the trading and settlement. Securities are received and delivered from this account through the computerized electronic format. And some of the advantages include to the company. The advantages of this depository participants include no need of issuing share certificate. It can be issued in the form of the electronic format. Reduces the chance of fraud. It is in electronic format, therefore the chances are the fraud are less, and reduces the cost of handling. Provides better facilities to the communicate with each other and every members of the company, etc. That is, these depository services are beneficial to the company also, and it is beneficial to the investors. They provide liquidity in the matter of settlement of transaction. It eliminates bad deliveries, reduces the trading cost, it provides paperless trading. That is, these are benefits to the investors. That is, provides liquidity in the matter of settlement of transaction, eliminates bad deliveries and reduces the trading cost and provides paperless trading. To the government also, these depository services are beneficial and it helps in quick settlement of transaction, avoids unnecessary frauds. Then depository participants are the agents of the depository. They connect the here the features or the role of the depository participants are given. They are the agent of the depository organization. They connect the investor and the owner, that is the depository. Investor need to open an account with them to avail the services. That is, the investor want to open an account with the depository participants. Banks, financial institutions, clearing corporations, stockbrokers, non-bank financial of companies, etc. can act as the depository. That is, banks, financial institution, clearing corporations, stockbrokers, non-bank financial companies. Investors are the beneficial owners of the depository services. The issuer are the company who issues the depository, the firm which holds the security of the investor in demat form and carries the transaction security by means of the book entry. These are the various constituents of that. And the depository services in India are explained here. We have two Depository Services National Security Depository Limited NSDL and Central Depository Services India Limited CDSL. National Securities Depository Limited NSDL was registered with the SEBI on 7th June 1996. It is India's first depository, and the trading and settlement of security in dematerialized form happens here, promoted by Industrial Development Bank of India, Unit Trust of India, National Stock Exchange. And the major objective of NSDL is to provide electronic depository facilities for securities traded in the equity and debt market in the country. The objective of NSDL is that provide electronic depository facilities for the securities. Provide electronic depository facilities for securities traded in the equity and debt market in the country. That is, that are traded in the equity and debt market in the country. Provide electronic depository facilities for securities traded in the equity and debt market in the country. Then functions of NSDL include maintains investors holding in electronic form. That is, investors holding in the electronic forms are kept by the NSDL. It enables the surrender and withdrawal of securities to and from the depository. That is, it enables the surrender and withdrawal of securities. Surrender as well as the withdrawal from the depository is possible through the NSDL. It affects the it maintains investors holding in electronic form. It enables the surrender and withdrawal of securities. It affects the settlement of securities. Then fourth function is that it carries out settlement that have not been done on the stock exchanges. That is, it helps to carry on settlements that have not been carried out in the stock exchange. It makes allotment in electronic form of initial public offering. That is, allotment in it makes allotment in electronic form of the initial public offering. That is, electronic formatting of the initial public offering can be done by the NSDL. It facilitates offer of securities as a mortgage for lands, and it offers facilities for freezing or locking of the investor's account. That is, freezing, locking of the accounts, mortgage for the loans, and helps to hold the maintains holdings in electronic format, surrender and withdrawal settlements which are not happened in the stock exchanges, carries out settlements and settlement securities traded on the exchange. Then allotment in electronic form of the initial public offering. These are the functions of the NSDL. And then it is a financial organization created to hold securities such as bonds and shares, etc., in the form of the physical or non-physical certificate, that is in dematerialized format. That is, NSDL is a financial organization which was created to hold the securities. It was created to hold the securities such as bonds and shares in the form of the physical or non-physical form. These securities are held in depository accounts such as funds held in the bank account. That is, these are held in depository accounts such as the funds held in the bank account. It facilitates prompt transfer of securities as ownership is transferred simply through the book entries. That is, it facilitates prompt transfer of securities as ownership is transferred simply through the book entries. This is usually done electronically, thus eliminating the extra time that was taken in following the traditional practices where physical certificates had to be exchanged after a trade was completed. This is usually done electronically, and thus eliminating the extra time that was taken in following the traditional practices where physical certificates have to be exchanged after a trade was completed. Central Depository Services Limited (CSDL) is India's first listed Indian security depository based in Mumbai. Next, we will discuss about the Central Depository Services, that is CSDL India Limited. This is the first listed Indian security depository which is based in Mumbai. Central Depository Services India Limited was initially promoted by BSE Limited, which thereafter divested its stakes to the leading bank. CDS received the certificates of commencement of business from the Securities Exchange Board of India in February 1999. That is, in February 1999, the CDSL received the certificates of commencement of business. The main functions of CDSL is to facilitate holding of dematerialized securities, enables security transaction to be processed by the bank through the book entry. That is, the main function of CDSL is to facilitate the holding of dematerialized securities. CDSL facilitate holding and transacting in securities in electronic form and facilitate settlements of trade on stock exchanges. That this CDSL also helps to settle the trade on stock exchange. These securities include equities, debentures, bonds, exchange traded funds, units of mutual fund, units of alternative investments, certificates of deposit, commercial papers, government security, treasury bills, etc. CDSL was listed on June 30, 2017 on National Stock Exchange through initial public offer. That is, it was listed on June 30, 2017 on the NSE through initial public offering, and thereafter became the first and the only depository to get listed in Asia Pacific region and second in the world. This was the first in Asia Pacific region to get listed in the stock exchange and second in the world. The balances in the investor's account recorded and maintained with CDSL can be obtained through the depository participant. That is, the balance can be obtained through the depository participants. The depository participants is required to provide the investor at regular interval a statement of the accounts which gives the details of the securities holding, and that is, the details can be obtained from the depository participants. And that is, it is the duty of the depository participants to provide the investor regular interval statements of the account. The depository system has effectively eliminated paper-based certificates which were prone to fake, forged, counterfeit, resulting in bad deliveries. And CDSL offers an efficient and instantaneous transfer of securities. That is, of efficient and instantaneous transfer of securities happens through this market, that is CDSL. The major difference between NSDL and CDSL are given here. The stock exchange, CDSL works with BSE and NSDL works for NSE. However, the exchange can use either for two depositories for trading and settlement of securities. Promoters, another difference between the two are their promoter. NSDL is promoted by IDBI Bank Limited, Unit Trust of India, and NSA promoted by BSE as on 2019. Establishment year: CDSL was established 1999, NSDL was established 1996. Demat account number format: there is a difference between CDSL and NSDL demat account number. Demat account held with CDSL have 16 numeric digits in them, and the NSDL format accounts have 2 alphanumeric digits IN and 14 numeric digits. That is 16 IN and 14 numeric digits. 16 numeric digits in the case of CDSL. Number of depository participants registered: CDSL has 599 depository participants registered with its NSDL has 278 depository participants registered. There exists difference between the with whom it works for, the year of establishment, their promoters, the number of demat, the number of depository participants. And the list of services by NSDL and CDSL are given here: maintenance of demat account, rematerialization, dematerialization, trade settlement, share transfer, market and off-market transfer, distribution of non-cash corporate action, nomination or transmission, account opening, account statement, changing account details. This list of services by the NSDL and CDSL. So therefore, we have discussed about depository and various depository services in India, NSDL and CDSL.